Starting out with something that we've been talking a lot about, probably as long as we've been talking on this podcast, which is the consequences of your actions in the private world as they relate to your employment. And this one arises out of the Dodgers Milwaukee Brewers American League divisional series, where a fan got herself into some trouble. Do you want to explain what happened here?
Well, it sounds like so there was a guy who was a Dodgers fan, right? And he was sort of heckling some of the other fans. And he kind of got into it with this woman who did not take our advice, which is be aware of the fact that you're being recorded at all times. And so you need to watch what you say. And he, I guess was visibly sort of a Latin American kind of origin. So she yells at him that they should call ICE on him. Turns out this guy is an American citizen. He's a veteran. Um, and this all blew up. I think the man himself was also behaving poorly. And my understanding is that once this all shook out, they have both been banned from this stadium. But her ICE comments, because obviously that's something that's pretty controversial right now and in the news on a daily basis, is she seems to have borne some more significant consequences than he did because of this, because she was fired from her job. They had to issue a statement about her comments. And I guess she was on the board of Make a Wish and she had to resign from the board. So this is just.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a classic example of like what you said, which is you have to assume that you're being watched all the time. And so apparently she also made fun of his drink of choice. I guess maybe he was drinking like a White Claw or something, and she told him real men wear drink beer, and then called him the P word.
Yeah.
So I think all this stuff got caught on video, and it's just, her employer was probably like, all right, this, we're not gonna deal with this. But to get to the comments of, that we, or that we always talk about, it's, you don't have protection in a private workplace for saying those kind of things and being caught on camera. So there's really nothing that she can do about it, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, and I think it's just continues to be sort of, I mean, we don't want to necessarily beat a dead horse because we talk about this a lot, but you can be fired from your job for pretty much any reason as long as it's not discriminatory or in retaliation for doing something that the law protects, which is very limited. And yeah, I mean, and it's tough because in this day and age, there are people recording all the time, and there are people who try to bait you as well. Now, there's no excuse necessarily for coming out with we're going to call ICE just because the person looks Latin American. So, you can say, hey, well, you're responsible for the consequences of what you do. But I feel like we ourselves were in a situation once when we were coming out of a concert at Madison Square Garden where a car full of young women started, this was right before the election, started, yelling at us out of the car with their phones out, asking us like who we were voting for and who do we like. And it's like disconcert, and they want you to react in a way that they can post something on social media or make some content about it. And it's a weird time to be alive where you have to worry about that. But to me, it's like if somebody's got their phone out, you might as well keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, but it kind of points to like a bigger concern of, it's increasingly becoming that basically every interaction can be recorded. So, I'm not saying that this woman should have said the things she said, but we're really treading into waters of, you really have to just watch what you say at all times, because everybody can potentially always be watching.